Hello friends, it's Scott from Flat River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. As promised, I am finally doing one of these long-form updates. It's been a couple of weeks again since I shared with you, other than my short videos, which those of you who enjoy those know that I've been doing those on a pretty regular basis as I've been getting back into the rucking. Normally I share a short video with you while I'm on a ruck. But today I'm going to go ahead and share a long-form update with you. There's a couple of things that I want to share with you. First, I want to talk with you guys a little bit. In my last video, I shared with you the reality of sugar addiction, and that sugar addiction is it's a thing for me. It's a real thing for me. It's a serious thing for me, and I really struggle with it. In relation to that video, I had a couple of our vegan friends that were chiming in with their 2 cents, and I'll tell you guys, I appreciate that depending on the spirit in which their opinions are shared. I don't mind somebody who has opinions that are different from me, and I don't mind hearing somebody else's perspective. And I actually let them share several comments that they had on the way that they felt that I should be eating. And I really was okay with it up until the point in which they started talking to each other about what an idiot I was. And that was when it was time to part ways with the vegans and their comments. Now, what I will share, my opinion, is that a lot of vegans are very much whole food based people, and they eat whole foods. And I totally agree with that perspective. And that is where I think we have a lot in common in the keto community with the vegan community. Now, obviously, we're at pretty different ends of a spectrum, but the idea that we should focus on eating whole foods, as Dr. Berry says, foods with one ingredient, I totally support that. Now, am I ever going to be a vegan? No. In addition to really liking steak and really liking meat, I am a hunter. And so I'm probably never going to be on many vegans' Christmas card list, and that's just not a lifestyle that's ever going to work for me. I don't mind, talking and having a conversation with them, and I feel like there are points on which we could be in agreement, which again I think is whole foods. And as a person who follows the ketogenic lifestyle, in addition to eating meat, I am all about low carb vegetables, and it is actually very helpful for me as far as I like to enjoy low-carb vegetables. That's how I keto. And that's how I keto when I'm successful. And I think kind of what I was talking about, I think I might have given people the wrong impression when I talked about my sugar addiction, but I was looking for some new way to eat, that somehow keto was feeding my sugar addiction. And that's not true at all. I had gotten off of my keto plan, and because I had gotten off of my plan, the result was that my sugar addiction had reared its ugly head. And one of the things that I definitely did discover over these last couple of months, in doing the exact thing that I have told you guys, everybody out there, and we all know that we shouldn't do, which is going from like Halloween through New Year's and just absolutely going crazy. I know I've gained a lot of weight and a lot of fat. But one of the things that I did learn by going mostly off the rails, you guys can go back through my videos and see that I tried several times to restart and didn't have a lot of success. But I definitely discovered that I am still very much not a moderator. That's not me. I've mentioned to you guys before, it's kind of the content of my channel is that, living the ketogenic lifestyle and not having the ability to moderate. I really don't have that ability. I talked with some friends of mine, and we talked about, I've been doing keto for a long time, and I really kind of, I don't even think gotten bored with it was the right term. But I was just really struggling, and so, tried going off and trying to moderate, and that does not work for me at all. And, I basically said, from Halloween all the way through to New Year's, I was way more often off plan than on plan. But I discovered that moderation still doesn't work for me. I'm not saying that it may, at some point in the future, that it might not work, but that day is not this day. And I need to definitely be an abstainer. And that's true. Coming back around to my my short conversation with my vegan friends, is the idea that whole foods are really important for me. There are a lot of keto products out there, and I need to stay away from those for the most part as well, because they produce in me a very similar effect. It's muted because there's not the sugar, actual sugar part, but very similar to the sugary treats that I used to indulge in. And again, where you should have a keto bar, I end up eating half of a pan of keto bars, and that's really not a whole lot better, other than the fact that I'm taking in the artificial sweeteners that my body isn't able to metabolize in the same way that it would sugar. And so, where I do very much agree with my vegan friends is that whole foods is really important for me, and that means not having a lot of keto products. Now, the one keto product that you guys know that I use, and I am an affiliate for, is Keto Chow. Now, I don't like their product because I'm an affiliate for their product. I am an affiliate for their product because I like their product. I think their product is great. I think that it is very, very helpful for me and for my wife. I'm headed into busy season here as a tax accountant, and I'm working long hours, and on days when I'm either not able or not in the mood to make myself a meal, a Keto Chow is very helpful for me. The same is very much true for my wife. She has one pretty much every day for lunch because a lot of you guys know, as a public school teacher, her lunch time is like less than 30 minutes, and usually she's using that time to actually do other things. And so the ability to actually drink a Keto Chow shake, which is a complete meal, a third of her day, vitamins, minerals, has the protein that she needs. That is why I like that product. But other than that, guys, I don't utilize keto products for the most part. And when I do, I find that I abuse the keto products. And so I'm not saying that their products that are out there are not good. I think there are a lot of good keto products out there, and I think they're great for people who are not like me. If you're able to moderate, if you're a moderator, my wife is a moderator. She is able to utilize keto products, keto treats, and she's able to go have one and be done. And I have one box. An open box is an empty box for me. And so knowing that about myself, as I'm basically restarting here, again, I feel like I'm starting from ground zero. As a matter of fact, I woke up this morning with a bit of a headache, and I was joking with my wife that that's my body going, "Hey, can we have some more sugar here, please?" And I said, "No, we cannot." So I actually took some headache medicine, which helped me out, but I feel like I'm actually going through the withdrawals again because I got so far off track for so long that I feel like I'm really starting at ground zero. And that kind of leads me into the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys in my video today, which, so after talking a little bit about why keto actually does work for me, and if I gave the impression last week that keto does not work for me, keto does work for me when I focus on whole food keto, focus on meat and low carb vegetables, avoid the keto treats, and then the other thing is getting in intentional movement. So that leads me into what I want to talk about, the other thing that I want to talk about, which is my goals for this year. You guys know I'm not much on New Year's resolutions, never have been. I think, is it the second Saturday in January that's Quitter's Day, when people tend to quit their New Year's resolutions. So I'm not really into the resolutions, but call them what you will, whether they be goals or part of the processes that I'm going to put in place, as our good friend James Clear says from Atomic Habits. But these are the things that I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on for the rest of this month, and then we'll look at February, March, and April, as you guys know, tax season for me. But I'm going to focus on whole foods keto, and my major focus is going to be enjoying meat and low carb vegetables, and having that be my focus, focusing on not snacking, focusing on getting my intentional movement in. I've been doing a good job of getting my rucks in. I had kind of quit doing DDPY for no reason other than I hadn't been giving myself the time that I needed to get up in the mornings and do a ruck and do a DDPY workout. Did my first DDPY workout today that I'd done in like a month. And oh my goodness, I could feel how much flexibility and core strength that I've lost. But rather than being depressed about that, as I was actually on the phone with my father today, we were talking about he's wanting to get on the DDPY program and some things that he was wanting to do. And he'd asked me how I was doing because I'd kind of been in a bit of a funk, and I said I was out of it, but I don't have a time machine. So while I did exactly the thing that I tell people not to, and that I tell myself not to, and took the Halloween straight through to New Year's and just went off the rails, I don't have a time machine. I am not Marty McFly. I do not have a DeLorean that goes 88 miles an hour and takes me back in time. So I can only do what I can do by moving forward. Do I think that was a great plan to do that over the holidays? No, but I can't do anything about it. So hopefully in 2025, when we get to the holidays, I will approach them differently. But for now, my goal is going to be to focus on whole foods keto. One of the things that I'm really going to do here for the first couple of weeks, if there's any of you who have happened upon my channel that are just starting keto for the first time, I've been at this for about 3 years, but I feel like I'm starting over. And one of the things that I would tell you is, are there foods that you love? Because there are things that I love. I love steak. I really do. And the nice thing is that even though my kids are not with me on this keto program, they love steak too. So whenever dad's like, hey, we're going to do steaks today, they're like, hey, sign me up. So what I was saying is, as I go back and start the first couple of weeks of my restart, I guess, on my keto journey, I really focus on the things that I really love. And we all have those, right? I mean, like, as we cook food, we all have things that these are my favorite things, and these are the things that I like okay, and I can't believe I eat these meals because I really don't like them all that much. We all have some of that, especially if we live with other people. There might be a meal that my wife absolutely loves that I just think is okay. And of course we have that sometimes because, I love my wife and she loves me, and we each get to take our turn having the things that we really enjoy. But as I'm restarting my keto journey and having a real hard reset, the first couple of weeks especially, I'm really like, I want to have the keto meals that I love. Not the ones that I think are okay, but the ones that I really love. So if I could give you guys any advice as far as starting, if you have happened upon my channel, New Year's resolution, whatever it is, to start keto, and you've happened upon my channel, welcome, of course. But focus on things that are part of the keto plan that you already enjoy. Like I said, if you're not a lover of steak, then don't have steak. I love steak. Like I said, if I could afford it, I'd probably eat it every day. But so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on whole food keto, making sure, it's meat and low carb vegetables is going to be a huge focus for me and my favorite keto meals here, at least for the next couple of weeks. The other thing is intentional movement. Now, especially for those of you who've just happened upon keto, something brand new to you, you might have heard, or one of the things that you hear is that with keto, you can lose weight and you don't even have to exercise. And I will tell you guys that I do not feel like my fat loss or the weight loss has had a lot to do with the exercise directly. It's eating differently. It's changing my body over from burning sugar for energy to burning fat. And being in ketosis is what has allowed me to be successful with fat loss. Having said that, I find that movement and exercise is very, very important for me to have mental clarity and to have those happy endorphins that you get from exercising. So it's very important for me to do that. When I eat right, I want to exercise. When I exercise, I want to eat right. They go hand in hand together. And so in addition to focusing on whole food keto, especially for these next couple of weeks, but that's going to be the plan for this year, trying to simplify and just focus on the whole food keto, and then also focusing on getting my movement in. And the two ways in which I get movement in or get exercise is going for rucks with my dogs, which I've gotten back into that habit, and that's been really great, and getting back and doing my DDPY program. And I'm going to start back at the beginning, start back at the basics, the beginner program. Like I said, did a workout today. I'm definitely back to the beginner status. That's what happens when you don't do the workout for a month or so, which is that's how it's been for me. So that's going to be my focus. Do you guys have some goals or things that you want to get done here in the next few weeks? Are you a New Year's resolution kind of person? Are you, have you set up some resolutions or goals for this year? Drop into the comments and let me know what it is that you're doing, what your plan is. How did your holidays go? If you feel like sharing that, let me know. Maybe they went a lot better than mine did. And you were very successful over the holiday season. I was not very successful over the holiday season. But let me know what your plans are for January of 2025. And again, if resolutions are your thing, if you want to call it a New Year's resolution, that's great. Just because they're not my thing doesn't mean they might not be your thing, and I would love it if you would share them. Thank you guys all for being a part of my keto journey. I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate the encouragement and the support that I get from all of you on my journey. Day by day, keep calm and keto on, my friends. We'll talk to you again soon.